Is justice done? No. Justice is not done due to the fact you have other officers who also put him in a headlock, broke his ribs, and they've never been charged for no crime. I wonder why. Because that D.A. O'Malley was in office. She would not charge Peroni for nothing. I am reaching out to you now, Pamela Price. I'm Oscar Grant Jr., the father of Oscar Grant III, who was killed at this Fruitvale bar station. I'm asking you, Miss Price, DA, will you look into this and charge this man for the charges that he need to be charged for?
Worth it.
He's way worth it, but when he be coming over there to work with them dudes, a lot of times I don't be there, right?
Let's do the same for you.
I know. And I told him, bro, let me holler at you. Cause he didn't know what was going on. I told him, I say, bro, ooh, he's like, huh? I say, I already talked to them, bro. Now what you need to do is go over there and holler at them and get this shit cleared up so you can come back and start working, bro. I say, because you go come back. Cause they ain't got no problem they ain't got no choice but to bring him back. Cause I'm not gonna allow him not to, but to bring him back. I say, bro, he ain't never, I say, what did he do to y'all person? Well, okay, he ain't never did nothing to me. I said, everything he did to me, he just showed us how to make some money, but y'all don't want to make the money that way. Y'all want to do things this way. No, let's do it this way and that way. Give him the chance to make his money his way, bro. He didn't come here to clean up. Y'all called him here to do footage and everything so y'all can put that stuff out there so the world can see. So if you get paid for it, what you do, he don't get 200, bro. You're supposed to at least give him 4 to 5. I said, well, we are between Chain of Special Service and CRC, he should be able to get 400 to 500. Each group give up 250. Shit. Oh, God. I was a businessman in prison, bro. Because I wanted to make sure my son didn't want for nothing.
Right.
That's real shit. They'll tell you that. I didn't care about the police in there, bro. They'll tell you that, too. I've been to the whole 7 times, man.
Dang.
Some take, yeah. Every pit, I've been to 7 different prisons. Every one I went to, I've been to the whole. I'm take care of it. One thing I do know how to do, I know how to fight. I know how to make knives, but I know how to do these.
You can't survive in prison, you can't in yourself.
So, and that's true enough. And it was called survival.
Cannot survive.
Only the strong can survive. I'm not leaning on no another man's shoulder, bro. I got to lean on my own shoulder. When I went in there, bro, I was 20 years old. I had to be a man. Old folks, 1986. Let's go. We didn't do no Oregon, none of that, bro. When they popped them doors and we came out, boom. Wow, that motherfucker on the yard. Man, ooh-wee. Cause our shit was on TV. Bro, I hit the yard, the OGs, and then they called me. Hey, Johnson, what's up?
You been in?
They say your uncle sent a message up here. And your pops, your step pops. I say, who, Willie? They say, yeah. I say, okay. What my uncle tell y'all? They say, well, your uncle said if something happened to you, when he get to this yard, he gonna kill every BGF on the yard. I say, well, I'm not BGF. My uncle is.
Where's your card?
The town business. Oh,
Okay.
I didn't get it, none of that shit.
Stay out of politics?
Like I say, I'm a grown man.
You stay out of politics the whole time?
Exactly.
Wow.
Had to. My uncle and daddy in it. My brothers is Kumi. My uncle and my step pops was BGF. I'm gonna keep town business.
Right.
I had to keep town business. The reason why, because I came from the streets, bro. I'm from Brookfield. I got Brookfield Jungle Boys on my back. We started Funk Tap, me and Hall. So I don't got time for no prison shit. And, you know, I didn't have nothing against it. I had to go by the rules. I respect my OGs, but they also respected me too, though. Because when I came in, I made all them motherfuckers yell at. We finna get these dudes. Nah, they say they finna run us off the yard. We feuded with the Southern Mexicans so long, bro. I didn't know I thought I was in grammar school or some shit.
Man.
I thought I was in junior high. Cause the Southern Mexicans don't play. They not scared of you. The Northern Mexicans not scared of you. The Bison's not scared of you. The Asians not scared of you. But everybody's scared of this. Cause when we come together, bro, it's a problem. He tell you in prison, the blacks control everything. But they always mess it up. What's wrong with our people? I'm gonna tell you. Greed gets you in trouble. Our people have the most dope in the penitentiary and they get greedy. That's how the war started with the Mexicans. Our people be trying to beat them out of their money.
Just read just.
Slanging them shit, competition. So they want to play games and then that's how you get in the war.
Right. So how many prisons did you go to?
That would have been the 7 of them.
7 of them?
Started at Old Folsom, opened New Folsom, opened Corcoran Shoe. I've been to High Desert, Susanville, Solano twice. Started in Vacaville, that's the reception.
Right.
San Quentin wasn't the reception there. San Quentin was a level 4. Vacaville was the reception. I left the streets in September the 20th, 1985.
September the 20th, 1985.
Yes, sir.
That's when it all started.
That's when it all started.
Man. So how many years did you do total?
I did 35 years straight.
Hey. 35 years, 7 prisons. And then at the end of it, they
brought me back, dismissed the charges, let me out, and killed my son in the process. The police.
So they dismissed the charges.
Yeah.
So was that like an exoneration? Is that the word?
Nope. It was behind the law that Jerry Brown passed. And I told him from the gate, bro, I didn't do it. And I didn't do it.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell if somebody else did it because that's not my problem.
Right.
My whole issue was me. My life.
So in some ways you kind of went down for not telling. Some might say.
I went down for not telling, for being there, for being around it, for being a part of the neighborhood, for being one of the worstest kids out the neighborhood.
Right.
I'm not mad about I went to jail, bro. Because at the same time, you probably wouldn't be standing here talking to me right now. Because back then, growing up, it ain't like that. It was more rougher than me.
Right. It was more active.
It was way more active. And a lot of things was happening. So people could get killed easily, and you wouldn't even know. You get killed at school. You get killed at home. You get killed in your car. You get killed at the port. You get killed walking to the store. So it ain't like you can't get killed.
Right.
You know, but it all started 1985.
So 1985. What was the times like back then before you went in? What was it?
Oh man, it was lovely. It was lovely. You know, we had Falcons, Mustangs, Cougars, Cadillacs, motorcycles, bikes, trucks, El Caminos. It was cool. You could go to parties without people really tripping. We used to have house parties and then they started giving clubs, building clubs in the town and opening up different clubs for us to party in. We used to go in there, have fun, partying and everything, going in and out of different neighborhoods. You know, some places you couldn't go in. Some places you could. Like now. That ain't gonna change. And the reason why, everybody know I don't have to tell them. Because I wouldn't.
Right. So, okay. How do you feel about the current state? So take us back to 4 years ago when you got out. What, how was the release? How was the release that you got dismissed? What was that process from when they told you that everything was dismissed to when you was getting out? How long did it take?
Well, they brought me back to the county in November 2019. And when I got in there, the judge brought me into court and he asked me, say, Mr. Grant, stand up. I stood up. He said, say your whole full name. I said my full name. He told me, man, I'm sorry for your loss of your son. I really am. I'm sorry for you have to be in prison as long as you had to be in prison and come back right now and be released. And I said, what do you mean be released? He said, well, count 1, murder, dismissed. Count 2, attempted murder, dismissed. You know, but me personally, I didn't believe I was getting out when he said I was getting out. Because of all the slack, the static that the people in CDC said, you know, they kept telling me, you ain't never getting out. Every time I went to board, they would tell me no because I told them I didn't do the crime. So they told me until I admit to something that I didn't do, I wasn't getting out in their eyes. So guess what? I didn't get out in their eyes. And CDC, like I told y'all, Department of Correction, y'all are full of crap. You people try to make people say they in jail for something that they're not in jail for. I'm talking about the Board of Prison term. Y'all don't know nothing about insight, but you try to tell people they don't know nothing about insight. How can you tell somebody about their crime if you wasn't there? But you'll tell them that. And why? I don't know. Because that's the wrong method of trying to let somebody get out.
Right. So what was the original sentence?
He gave me 25 to life plus 1.
What's plus 1 mean? Plus 1 year?
Plus 1 year.
Okay. And so the 35 is just incidences, then throwing extra time on you.
No. 25 to life basically is you're not getting out even after 25 years. Because you have that life over your head.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay. So you got sentenced 25 to life, and at 35, they brought you into county, told you were getting released.
Yep. After 35 years, they brought me back and dismissed the charges and let me out. But this is what I want people to understand and know. If you get 1 to life, 7 to life, 10 to life, 15 to life, they'll hold you in there for 40 years. Because up under their guidelines of a person going to prison, they basically really don't want to let you out. Because if they let you out, then they don't make money. But because so many people have been going back and forth to jail and going into prison now, they had to come up with some kind of method to start letting these lifers out. But guess what? The percentage on lifers going back is 1%. The majority of the lifers out here are out here being directors, working in good jobs, giving back to the community just like me. With CRC, Kano Special Service. We out here, boots on the ground. Giving back to the kids, bikes, TVs, earbuds, skateboards, feeding them.
So,
even having them help clean up.
all right. So let's talk about those two organizations real quick. Kano Special Services first. That's so Kano is different than Life After Life? Are they two different foundations? Or what?
It's pretty much the same. Because Kano, you can go through their program and get guard, security card, and also CRC.
Right.
Kano have workers that CRC will call and ask, we need help over here, and Kano Special Service worker goes over there and we help them do the cleaning up in the streets, the passing out, or the security with them on the project. Vice versa. CRC comes and they'll help us do the same thing.
Right. Okay. What do you think the effect is right now with the work being done with the lifers group? 'Cause I see there's a lot of activity. Yeah, how you feel about that that's being done now that you've been able to witness it?
Man, that's the best feeling in the world. That all these brothers and sisters that done been to prison with a life sentence came back to these communities all over and giving back and helping. They could have all came home bitter and angry from being behind them bars. But they didn't. That's a beautiful thing, bro. You're not gonna see that. You have never seen that all these people come home from prison and help, give back, teach. And the reason why is because we was part of the problem back then. So now we part of the solution.
Right.
For all the OGs, step up. It's time to step up now. Ain't no need to keep sitting around. You keep doing what you're doing. If you got a job, working, whatever you're doing. But you can also come and stand up with the brothers so that we can show the community that, hey, we giving back too. We helping back too.
Right.
And also, they should come to speak about all of the negative and the positive things that done happened in the community, along with what happened to my son, Oscar Grant Jr. III. What happened to him shouldn't have happened. He was brutally killed right here at this Fruitvale bar station. And then they decided to put up a mural of him and name the street after him. Now, in my eyes, is justice done? No. Justice is not done due to the fact you have other officers who also put him in a headlock, broke his ribs, and they've never been charged for no crime. I wonder why. Because that DA O'Malley was in office. She would not charge Peroni for nothing. I am reaching out to you now, Pamela Price. I'm Oscar Grant Jr., the father of Oscar Grant III, who was killed at this Fruitvale bar station. I'm asking you, Miss Price, DA, will you look into this and charge this man for the charges that he need to be charged for?
Peroni. Okay. And the officer that did get charged, he got 18 months or
No.
2 years or?
No. Johanna Mesley was charged and he got found guilty for involuntary manslaughter. And he just sat in there 11 months. They gave credit for time served and they let him walk right out the county jail door. He ain't never been to prison. So for everybody, for the world to know, Johanna Mesley never been to prison. He sat in LA County Jail fighting this, going through this trial. Once the trial was over with, he was on his way out the door, leaving, free. A free man after 11 months. They gave him credit for time served and release. He never did 2 years, 3 years, none of that.
Is he allowed to be an officer anymore?
No, he's not allowed to be an officer anymore, but y'all don't know. His name ain't Johanna Mesley anymore. He changed his name.
Say that again?
His name is not Johanna Mesley anymore. He changed his name. And he lived in LA County.
Say his name one more time.
Johanna Mesley.
Johanna Mesley.
That's the man who was found guilty for killing my son. That's the man who killed my son. I'm not asking nobody to do nothing to that dude. Let me tell you why. Because doing something to him, that ain't gonna bring my son back.
Go get somebody else hurt.
That's all that's gonna do is just have somebody else family grieving. I don't want nobody else family grieving. The people that need to grieve is the people that right here, this bar station. This is where it all happened at. This bar station is the big cause of the problem. It would have never happened if these border officers would have been trained right. But they always say, if we killed the police, we would have went to death row. I know I would have. Look at me. Yeah, I did 35 years straight in prison. You brought me back, dismissed the charges. And it was only for a drug war murder that happened in East Oakland. This man killed my son. And he didn't do nowhere near 2 years. So you tell me, is Alameda County corrupt? The police department? Yeah, they is. Because they're trying to make people tell on people, and they don't even know stuff, and they just make people make up stuff just to convict people. This is not false. This is proven facts. Because that's why a lot of people are coming back now and being released after doing 35 and 40 years for something they didn't have nothing to do with. That's how cold America is.
So you spoke to the corruption in the Alameda County Police Department. What about the judicial system? Just the sentencing and the judges and everything
Oh,
along
they
with
way
the
out
police?
too. They way out too. The judicial system is just as much as the police department. Because the judge will give you some time that's outrageous. I was only 20 years old. He told me 25 years of life back in 1985. And I asked him, hey, Your Honor, how do I do that? He said, son, this is exact words to me. Do what you can, and what you can't do, give it back. I didn't give nothing back. Because I did over what they gave me. 35. You gave me 25. So how do I do 35? Easy, like I say. They corrupt. They all work together. Even CDC. They don't care. As long as they got a body in there, they're taking count. Roll call.
Right. You know, there was a documentary that came out called 13th, where they talk about the 13th Amendment, where they say slavery is illegal but for conviction of a crime. Something along those lines in the 13th Amendment. Do you feel like the prison system is the futuristic version of slavery, unabolished?
Oh, hell yeah. Prison system is slavery. The reason why I said slavery, you can work for a whole month and you'll get $15 on your paycheck. You're not making more than $200 in there a month on your paycheck. So you tell me it ain't slavery. They had you out on the yard, digging the yard up for them. They had you building stuff for them. People in there done became electricians, carpenters, photographers. There's a whole lot of trades in there you can learn and get famous doing them, get certificates in them. They went through L-Top. You can go through L-Top, you learn anger management, denial management, criminal thinking, substance abuse, victim impact. You take those classes up and you get certified in them. I did. I got all the certificates in them. A whole lot of other people did. But it took me a while to do it.
Right. So, do you feel like, hold on. Do you feel like minimum wage should be minimum wage across the board, even with people who work in prison?
Yeah. Even people that work in prison. People that work in prison should get more than minimum wages. They doing more. A lot of them don't want to work, but if they don't work and they don't have no family out here, they don't have no income. So they have to work in order to get income, to take care of themselves, to be able to buy canteen, which consists of toothpaste, deodorant, soap, cosmetics in your food.
Right.
Your drink, your water, whatever.
So how big a part of work is a prison sentence? Can somebody go to prison and never work?
Yeah.
But you just ain't gonna get nothing.
You might have family. If you got family, you ain't never got to work. I mean, you can go to prison and don't work. You can go to prison and be just like you out here on these streets. What do they do on the streets? Everything they got on the streets, they got in prison, bro. Trust me, everything.
Right. That's crazy. So, let's talk about. So when you got out, there was Oscar Grant film, Fruitvale Station, based on this bar station. I think there was other documentaries too as well. A lot of like journalists and news, everybody was reporting. Did you get contacted and who would you know when you got out, like did you?
Bro, I didn't know nothing about none of this stuff. The Fruitvale Station movie was made, and my granddaughter's auntie got in contact with me and told me about that. When my son was brutally killed, my ex never sent me an obituary, didn't tell me what was going on, didn't want me knowing what was going on, and that's why the world don't know that I'm his daddy. Because she kept it all hid from y'all due to the fact of I don't know why. Because I've never did nothing wrong to her, and I want everybody to understand something. Regardless of if I was in prison or not, one thing I did do is I love my son to death. And I bet you she'll tell you that part. I tell you that much. Because this little fella right here, it's the only kid I had in my whole life. My junior. So for the world to know, I grieved harder than anybody. Because I was in prison and I ain't never got the opportunity nor the chance to tell my son bye. I wasn't at the cemetery. I wasn't at the funeral home. Because I was refused to go. By the law, they wouldn't let me.
Because sometimes they do let people furlough or whatever, escorted trips.
Yes, sir, they do. But in my case, people was telling them that I was dangerous, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it was all lies, though, because all I wanted to do is just see my son, bro. A lot of people don't know how that feels. That hurts. And when I say it hurt, bro, it hurts. It don't just hurt. The real reason why it hurt is because the lies was told so much that people done made movies, people done did stuff they shouldn't be doing under my name. I'm telling you now, I'm not asking. I'm telling you. I'm Oscar Grant Jr. You don't got permission to use my name. Don't use it. No one can give you permission to use this name but me. I'm Oscar Grant, the father. So if anyone wants to know, you know how to contact me. I'm not gonna put my phone number out there, but you know how to contact me.
Right.
And if not, you can contact my folks. He will let y'all know how to contact him.
Oh yeah, you contact Alico Films. You'll be in touch with Oscar Grant. So they follow me. So the desire for this here. So what it came. The desire for this project at this point is to create a documentary that you essentially are 100% behind.
True. This project right here, I want people to see, but I also want them to know the truth. I'm not gonna say nothing negative about my ex-wife because I'm gonna give her all the credit in the world. She raised me while I was locked up. So I don't have nothing bad to say about her. That's what I don't have. So for people that, if people start asking, don't ask me nothing to say negative about her because I won't. I'm gonna tell you the same thing that she didn't tell you when everybody was asking about her. Did she say anything good about me? Did she say anything bad about me? That's how we're legal.
Yeah, that's good. That's graceful, man. That's graceful. I feel that, man. Whoo! So right now you're working with CRC. So we talked about Kano and the Lifer group a little bit. Now Community Ready Corps is another organization, nonprofit, activist group, and you're working with them as well.
Yes, sir. And what I do with them is I go out, help clean up, pass out bikes, TVs, earbuds, skateboards, sometimes do security with them, along with Come to find out, they was the first who was there for my son of security, CRC. I want to give him a special thanks. I really appreciate Brother Che, Brother Turhawk, and Brother Dilmar. I really appreciate what y'all did, bro. I really do. And I thank y'all for everything that y'all did for my son back in 2009 all the way up to right now to helping his daddy in 2020 on through.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I was glad to see this whole thing go full circle, because I know that your son's death inspired the birth of Anti-Police Terror Project as well.
Yes, sir, it did. But as you know, they took what happened to my son and went around the world with it, because along with what happened to my son, happened to the little brother in Sacramento, then George Floyd, and they kept going on and on. But in most cases, they have blew things up. But before you can blow things up, you need to fix things. And the first thing they need to fix is where it started at, right here. You need to fix and give the Grant family the respect that we have coming. Not no mural, not no street sign, none of that. Sit down with us. Talk to us. See what we really want. I don't want no money. You don't got to give me no money. But I do want that respect.
Yeah.
But for my granddaughter, she don't have a dad. So for her, she needs the money. So you don't got to give it to me. But I do want you to give it to her. You took it from me. She don't deserve not to have a dad. Her son and daughter don't deserve not to have a grandpa. They have a great grandpa. They don't have a grandpa. It's wrong. So as a returning father, coming home to the community, that's one of the biggest things that I am pushing for, to make sure that Oscar Grant, the third daughter, Tatiana Grant, be well compensated for what has happened to her dad. Not no street name, not no mural. She can't do nothing with that. She has a life she got to live. She does work. But guess what? If her dad was living, she may have a lot of other special things that she would have got that her dad would have bought her. So I feel like since the city is doing what they doing, giving her dad an Oscar Grant Day, no, what you do is set a fundraiser aside and give it to his daughter. I'll make sure she personally get it.
Yeah, I can help you with that. We can start one up, but they should be doing that though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
So they've been trying to get the name changed, they say, for a while. But as you speak about sitting down for what you need, I mean, what are some things that you would say? Because I know you want the daughter, your granddaughter, compensated, and then yeah, it seemed like it would be better off to just get a property than a street rename or a...
Exactly. Put her in a house. Put her daddy zero on that. And let her know that, we bought you a house and we put your daddy mural right here on this, right in the front.
Right. Oh, real.
See what I'm saying? Give her something she can remember for the rest of her life. She don't remember this. That's where daddy got killed at. Why don't you want to remember this? It's an ugly sight, bro. I don't care what nobody say. It's daddy, I know it. Because it hurt. It hurt me, I know it hurt her. Come up here and see my son, her daddy, on a wall. We can't even hug him, bro. So how do they expect us to really be happy? Our family ain't happy. Our family is bitter and mad and angry because of what happened to him, and they don't care. Because if they cared, they wouldn't have did what they did and lied about it and got away with it. But it's time now. It's time for his daddy to speak up. I'm Oscar Grant Jr., and I'm speaking up about my son and about how you shouldn't have did what you did and got away with it. And you still continue getting away with it. Y'all not doing nothing for our family. You haven't spoken to the Grant family. You've spoken to my ex-wife family. That's not the Grant. The Grant family starts with me, Tatiana, my sisters, my brothers, my mama, my aunties, my uncles. That's the Grant family. If you want to know who the Grant family is.
Right.
So Oakland, Mayor, DA, Pamela Price, Chief of Police, you've never talking to the Grant family. It's time for y'all to talk to the Grant family.
I believe so. I believe so. What do you think a film like this could do in society? Do you think that getting your story out the way you want to tell it could impact?
It would
the
impact
future?
it a lot, bro, because the way I'm going to have this thing done is to show these cats how life was back then and how life is now and how life was inside that prison wall, behind it. So cats will get a whole lot of knowledge, and they also will learn some stuff. If they pay attention to it, they'll learn not to go to jail. I guarantee you that. And I'm not saying that you can't do nothing wrong, but if you do, you should know the consequences. A lot of us was never taught the consequences. We were just told, oh, if you do this, you're going to jail. Oh, you hella bad. Oh, you a badass boy. You this, you this. No. If you do this, this is the consequence behind it. If you do that, that's the consequences behind it. Even if you just right there, these are the consequences that's behind it.
Yeah. No, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. So what is some of the one of the ugliest things about prison that could keep the youth from even wanting to be a little troublemaker? You know how it starts with maybe being a class clown and then getting suspended from school, then you end up getting in trouble with the law when you're older. What can you tell the kids to keep them on track?
If you're a youngster and first of all, prison is not like it was when I went. I went back in the 80s, 85, 86. Prison done changed now. Prison is nowhere near like that. But when I went and you came in as a youngster, you had to pay attention, you had to be aware, and you also had to be accountable for it. Wasn't no playing around, because we was at war the majority of the time. Not with ourselves, with other races. So you had to pay attention and also watch your back and watch your partner back, along with him watching your back and his back.
Mm-hmm.
So for you youngsters, when I went, oh yeah, they'll rape you. You can't fight? Guess what? Like they always said, only the strong can survive. I seen some youngsters jump off the tier and kill themselves because they lost their wife. Yeah, dudes jumped off the fifth tier and just bam, killed himself because he lost his wife. Seen a few youngsters hanging from the ceiling of their cell because they couldn't do the time. You know, me personally, I done been through juvie, camps, YA, so hey, they gave me time to do, I'm gonna do it. I wasn't gonna kill myself, but a lot of cats just couldn't take it. Like they say, only the strong can survive. That's one of the hardest things it was back then. It wasn't about trying to be hard. You had to stand up and be a man. If you ain't no man, you had to worry about being hard. You got to be a man first, bro. That's not easy. Trust and believe. Everybody a holler they a man? No, they're not. A man don't call a man a bitch. No man plays like that. I don't care who you are. That's not a word that you're supposed to use in your vocabulary. Not with another man. A man really don't supposed to call a woman a bitch. What we do because we grew up doing it. But at the end of the day, that's not even fly either.
Right.
Just like the N-word we use. If a lot of cats really knew and understood what the N-word means, they wouldn't get mad about it. Bro, the N-word don't mean black. The N-word means ignorant, stupid, retarded to me. But it really means ignorant, an ignorant person. If you feel you ignorant, then that's what you is. But outside of that, it took me a long time to realize that that word don't make me fight no more. That used to make me fight with another race calling that. I don't do that now. Because that's not me. I'm not an ignorant person. I'm not a nigga. I know that for a fact. I'm African.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, anyone that uses that word, bro, I don't have no problem with it. Because it don't offend me.
Right. So, a very recent discovery in Los Angeles deputy gangs was found in the articles from this person that's called Carice Castle. When your son's trial was going on, do you feel that there was cover-up and layers of corruption, that like it was a ton of people that was in on the bullshit, basically?
Yep. The district attorney, the police department, and the board. They all was in cahoots together. That's the reason why that dude got found guilty for what he got guilty from. Because if they wasn't in cahoots, why you moving? Why you didn't try that man where he killed my son at? In Oakland. You killed him in Oakland? Why you moved the trial to LA? For what reason? There was no reason to move it there. Oakland wasn't finna let nobody run up in that courtroom. Everybody know this. Oakland would have had the courtroom closed shut where you couldn't get in, and they would have been doing their trial. So, yes, the police department, the district attorney, and all of them was in cahoots with it. Moving that trial to LA and helping that man only get involuntary manslaughter. That didn't give my family justice.
So, is that kind of like what some people might describe as the corruption or the mafioso, kind of like the organized corruption or the systematic corruption?
That's the organized, the systematic, the whole big picture of corruption.
Yeah.
Oakland police been corrupted for decades, centuries, bro. We can go to the rider side. How they did the riders case. You see how they did that? But then we can go before that. They just didn't charge those two.
Before the riders.
Yes.
So the riders, they were like a extreme group in Oakland that got caught in the Oakland Police Department.
Yeah, the riders was just one of the groups that just ended up getting caught for what they did. Because they had a lot of cats in jail for something they didn't do. Planting dope on them, planting guns on them, and murders. Because they didn't like it. Because they were scared of them. Because I got a lot of partners they put in jail, but they out too. And I'm glad they out, and they doing good. And that's a good thing. They work. One thing for sure, we ain't doing nothing illegal. Nothing. There's no time for that. I had to learn the hard way.
Right.
And the hardest way is leaving me behind the wall for 35 years. But I learned a lot. I'm not mad about it.
That's what's up. So, what are you hoping for next?
Well, basically, I'm hoping for these people, really, the city of Oakland, to rename this boy to Oscar Grant Jr. III, along with being able to get some kind of little building inside of this plaza that says Oscar Grant Jr. III welcomes everyone. And we will sit in there and teach them education, how to get job training, if you want to do speaking engagement, but also talk to a lot of the families who've been wounded by not just police brutality, but the street.
They even have apartments and business fronts here. They should give y'all one each
Exactly. They should.
before the name change.
That's right. They should. They should get that to my granddaughter.
Cause how old is she?
She's 20.
Yeah, she should get an
It's been
apartment.
15 years since her dad been dead.
Yeah.
No, she don't want an apartment. If you go give her anything, give her a house. And while we talking, I want the city of Oakland to know this too. Mainly the police department. You stole my car. You got my white Volvo over there at your Auto Plus. And I will be down there to talk to you about my car because you shouldn't have never took it. And I do have a complaint about it and a serial number for it on the paperwork. So I hope you don't do nothing with it. Because trust me, I will file a lawsuit. The city of Oakland, y'all got that coming anyway. It took y'all over 15 years to give my ex-wife back my son's personal belonging. I don't understand that. Why so long? What was you holding it for? What was you looking for? That's the question. What was you really looking for? Because that's the stuff he got killed in. So I'd like to know, what was y'all really looking for?
Real. Well, man, so we need to do the part 2 of this interview in the indoor location. You want to tell people? Yeah, let's just cut and do part 2. Cut.